They thought a handwritten notice on my door would scare me. Unlock your gate or face legal action, it said. Instead of folding, I locked it forever. Then I bought the road they all drive on. Here's how an ordinary mechanic turned an HOA's power trip into their worst nightmare. Saturday morning. Cold air. Coffee steaming in my hand. Unlock that gate right now, or I'm calling the police, she shrieked, her pearl-white SUV idling behind her like a warhorse. A line of impatient neighbors honked. Their shortcut to work had just disappeared. I stared at the lock. 3 years of harassment. 3 years of fake complaints. 3 years of treating my inherited land like a public highway. Today she thought she'd finally break me. The metallic click of the gate echoed louder than her threats. Tires crunched gravel as cars reversed in defeat. Her face reddened. You'll regret this, she hissed. Would you back down if a homeowners association tried to bully you off your own property? Me. I decided to play a much bigger game. 6 months earlier, I thought inheriting my grandmother's 2-acre property was a blessing. I'm Ezra, 47, diesel mechanic, recently divorced, sick of fixing everyone else's problems. Grandma Rose's old ranch house sat among towering pines like a fortress. Lavender in the air. Diesel fumes from my work trucks. Peace. I didn't realize that my little slice of heaven held the only shortcut to Willowbrook Estates, 47 massive houses where mortgage payments dwarf my yearly income. Back in the 80s, a developer sweet-talked Grandma into letting them cross a thin corner of her land. No paperwork, just neighborly trust. Grandma had installed a gate after vandals trashed a shed 3 times. She gave the code to emergency services and postal workers. It wasn't about keeping good people out. It was about keeping trouble out. Then I met Melody Whitmore, the HOA president with a ruler for grass height and a stopwatch for trash cans. That's when the war began. Week 3 of living there, and Melody was pounding on my door at 7 a.m. That gate stays unlocked 24/7 for resident convenience, she announced. Not asked, announced. I explained it was private property, offered the emergency code. Her smile turned to acid. Listen carefully, grease monkey, she sneered, eyeing my work clothes. Unlock it or I'll bury you in legal fees until you're living in that rusty truck. That night I dug through Grandma's papers. Original 1960 survey. Crystal clear property lines. The developer's road crossed my land. No recorded easement. My lawyer laughed. They've been trespassing for decades. You could lock that gate tomorrow, and there's not a thing they could do legally. But Melody didn't stop. Anonymous complaints about my work trucks. Noise complaints at 6:30 a.m. EPA complaint about my compost pile. Each letter thudded into my trash can like a drumbeat of harassment. Neighbors whispered their own horror stories. $300 fines for Christmas lights staying up too long. Threats over mailbox colors. She turned a neighborhood into North Korea with landscaping rules. I realized Grandma hadn't raised me to roll over for bullies. Time to fight smart. During my divorce, I'd learned how to read legal documents. When someone threatens legal action over property you actually own, the best response is to make them prove their case. So I called the county surveyor. 3 days later their trucks rolled up like a small army, mapping every disputed inch. Melody paced her driveway like a caged animal, probably calculating how much this official survey was about to cost her credibility. The results were beautiful. 37 feet of road crossing my property. 0 recorded easements dating back to 1960. The developer's 1985 permits clearly showed they were supposed to build access entirely within HOA boundaries, but took the cheaper shortcut. I posted the official survey on the neighborhood Facebook page. Facts matter. No easement equals private property. Melody called it fake news and accused me of being mentally unstable. For the record, I've never served in the military, never threatened anyone, and my sanity is holding up just fine. Watching her public meltdown was better than cable TV. False police reports. Vandalized equipment. Noise complaints because my diesel trucks started before her beauty sleep ended. Each tactic wasted county resources and documented her pattern of harassment from my growing legal file. But I remembered something my lawyer had told me. HOA rules are like private club bylaws. They can't enforce club rules on people who aren't members. especially when you're on your own property. County noise ordinances allow commercial vehicles starting at 6 a.m. Better yet, Melody's own husband left at 6:15 every morning warming up his Mercedes. Perfectly legal. Perfectly hypocritical. Inspector Pete Williams arrived to investigate her gate complaint. "Ma'am, this gate is completely legal," he told her while she hovered. "Convenience isn't a constitutional right. Property ownership is." Poetry. That's when neighbors started cracking. Dorothy-chan showed up with cookies. "Melody told us you were dangerous," she said. "But you seem perfectly normal." Marcus Reed, a firefighter built like a linebacker, confirmed emergency services had the code and never complained. Every unhinged rant Melody posted triggered another neighbor, sharing their horror story. Her kingdom of fear was crumbling, and I hadn't even played my ace yet. While digging through municipal codes, I stumbled on something big. Lot 47A, a 1.2-acre strip containing the main road section through Willowbrook, was scheduled for county tax auction in 45 days. Previous owner died. Estate couldn't pay back taxes. Minimum bid, $12,400. I ran the math. For less than the cost of a used truck, I could own the infrastructure 47 families, depended on daily. Not revenge, leverage. We prepared like a heist. My lawyer Sarah filed paperwork for a quiet title action. Her paralegal Jenny uncovered even deeper fraud. The original development permits required the builder to create access entirely on HOA property. They'd lied to the county. This wasn't just trespassing. It was 40-year-old criminal fraud. Meanwhile, Melody tried to rally support, but her emergency HOA meeting turned into a revolt. People were tired of fines, threats, and hypocrisy. I stayed quiet, closed the gate precisely during rush hour, posted a cheerful sign. Private property. Alternative access via Maple Street. Sat on my porch with coffee, waving as expensive cars executed three-point turns of defeat. Some families approached privately offering monthly bribes, access fees, to restore shortcut privileges. I declined. Establishing commercial use could complicate property rights forever. Sometimes rejecting easy money is the smartest investment you can make. Word spread that I turned down guaranteed income to maintain principle. Suddenly neighbors understood this wasn't extortion. This was standing up to 6 years of HOA tyranny. Auction day was coming. So was judgment. County courthouse steps, 10 a.m. sharp. News vans from 3 local stations. Curious neighbors with coffee cups. And Melody clutching a certified check like a life preserver on the Titanic. Her face had the pale, desperate look of someone who'd bet everything on a losing hand. Auctioneer called for bids. Lot 47A. Minimum bid $12,400. Melody's hand shot up. $15,000. I waited 3 seconds, letting tension build. $17,500. Collective intake of breath. $20,000. She snapped. $22,500. I replied calmly, sipping coffee. Brad grabbed her arm, whispering frantically. $25,000. Her final desperate bid. Every syllable dripping with the knowledge she was throwing good money after bad. $30,000. I said quietly. Her eyes widened. The gavel came down like thunder. Sold to Ezra Blackwood for $30,000 cash. Melody collapsed against Brad like a marionette with cut strings. The weight of 6 years of criminality, finally crushing her manufactured reality. Cameras captured every moment. Neighbors whispered about justice finally arriving. And just like that, the road was mine. That evening the community center overflowed. 45 of 47 households attended. News crews. County officials. Captain Rodriguez, with handcuffs, gleaming like promised jewelry. Janet, our CPA neighbor, presented evidence of embezzlement totaling $87,000 over 2 years. Forged signatures, fake invoices, cash advances. Marcus showed documentation of harassment patterns, false police reports, frivolous complaints. Captain Rodriguez confirmed criminal investigations. Dorothy moved for immediate removal of Melody from all HOA positions and authorization for new board members to negotiate reasonable access agreements with me. The vote was nearly unanimous. Marcus kept the microphone out of Melody's hands as she tried one last rant. I stood up. I never wanted to be your enemy. I just wanted to control access to my own property. Now I own the road you all drive on. Here's what happens next. Dead silence. Then a standing ovation. Today Willowbrook Estates pays $35 per household per month into a road maintenance fund managed by a professional company. I retained ownership, but granted permanent access rights with proper legal protections. Property values rose. Melody and Brad pleaded guilty to embezzlement and attempted burglary. I sit on my porch every morning with coffee, watching kids walk to school on sidewalks we repaired together. Peace restored. If a petty tyrant ever tries to bully you off what's rightfully yours, remember this story. Know your rights. Document everything. Fight back legally. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done?